Uh-oh. Noah, here we go. Hello, DEGENS. Welcome to Degenerate Takes, NFL Week 1. Best bets, locks, and degenerate takes. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ. Joining me, as always, is the man with the numbers, a sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, daddy of the diamond, all hail, the king of the links, the money train himself, Mr. Noah Engelbrechtson. Noah, it's week 1. We finally made it. No more betting on stuff we barely know. No more. We just know this is it. This is it. I'm ready to get hurt again. I am ready to suffer again, and I am ready to win again. How are you doing today, bro?
AJ, I'm doing great. Now that we're coming into football season, it becomes my time. I've been the whole off season for football, been, building up that bankroll, winning
Yes, you
bets,
have.
had a lot of positive weeks, and now we're ready for football where I have some really bad weeks, some decent weeks, and everything in between.
Absolutely. But no, I'm feeling this is going to be the best year for us yet. We are going to absolutely crush it. I'm not worried about it, bro. And I think we just get it going. I think we just got to go for it, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, we got a game tomorrow.
We got a game tomorrow. That, of course, being the Super Bowl favorite Bills going to travel all the way to Los Angeles to face the Super Bowl defending champs, Los Angeles Rams. It is a 2.5 point spread now. With the Rams being the home dog. You got 51.5, 52.5, depending on the book, is your total. And the Rams getting some nice juice at plus 118. Going into this game, Noah, you got 57% of the bets and 69% of the money on the Bills. Bills are the first public favorite of the year. Noah, how do we feel about this game? Because I'm shocked to see the Rams, the defending champs who brought almost everybody back, as a 2.5 point home dog.
Yeah, I mean, first of many home dogs actually this week.
Yeah,
Looking at the slate, I think there's some questions about Stafford's elbow. From what I understand, there's not really risk of re-injury or anything, but he might have to play the whole season with pain or soreness in his elbow. Um, I don't know that that's, I guess it could affect him out of the gate. It's something he's not completely used to. It might have more of an effect as the season goes on. It's hard to say. I would shy away from any futures on the Rams just
yeah,
because of the uncertainty around that. They
100%.
should still be a really good team otherwise, but Buffalo should also be a really good team.
Yeah,
So
Super Bowl favorites.
I'm taking the Super Bowl favorite Buffalo Bills minus the 2.5 here, week 1.
Yeah, no shot. No, give me Rams on the money line, bro. I'm not going to mess around with points or anything. I'm going to take the 2.5 to be safe in my same game parlay, where I'm also taking Robinson for a tutty and over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Stafford. But I really don't think this elbow thing is something to be concerned about. As you said, right now, getting later into the season, I will, start to pitter patter around, maybe not taking him as much. But I think coming out
Well,
of the
we
gate,
just
this is
don't
going to be the
know.
healthiest. Yeah, but if it does cause some issues later down the line, this will be then the healthiest that we see Matt
Yeah,
Stafford all season, and
true.
everyone's healthy. So let's go. And then you might as well throw Cooper Kupp in there for a touchdown, too, just for shits and giggles. Noah, that's our Thursday game. Starting us off, big morning slate, early slate coming in. Let's go with the Eagles and the Lions. Spread now 3.5, 4, depending which book you're looking at. Eagles being the favorite there. Lions, again, a home dog. Total at 48.5 points. Uh, Whew. I mean, I love the Lions. I enjoyed the hell out of Hard Knocks this year, Noah, but this is going to be a team that I need to see to believe, and 4 points is not enough for me, especially with how well I think the Eagles are going to do in winning the NFC East. Excuse me. Um, I'm just going to lay the juice, and I'm going to take Eagles on the minus 205 money line and probably look at the over. I don't like
Yeah,
the pick, but
um, you know what? I'm riding the Detroit Lions. Not necessarily on the
whoo,
money line, but I think this game comes down to the end, field goal or something. 1 second, I am being prompted to restart my computer, which we don't want
we
to
do
do right
not
now.
want that right now.
um, yeah, I mean Lions selling out this home opener, first game sold out for the Lions since Thanksgiving 2017. They haven't had a sellout in 5 years. People are buying the hype train in Detroit. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. I think they're going to come out and punch Philly in the mouth to start the game. I think the Eagles fight back. And like I said, Detroit might win. They might not. But I do think this game comes down to like a field goal. So
Yeah.
4, even 3.5 points. I'm loving
Ah.
loving that. And also give me over 48.5. I think
I
we're
love
going to
over
get some
48
points
and
in
a
this
half.
game.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of points in this game. That Eagles defense does scare me a bit. And Noah, honestly, you just got me as hyped as Dan Campbell did for the Lions, so I'm going to change that pick. We're going to team ride
Grit,
Lions
baby.
plus the 4.
Grit.
We're about grit. Hey, man, how you doing? God, shout out Dan Campbell. What a fucking legend. Moving right along, Noah, let's go next to Browns and the Panthers. Got the Baker Mayfield revenge game as the Browns come in. Opened up at as a 4-point favorite, being bet all the way down to 2.5 now, with the Browns being the underdog at plus 2.5. Panthers minus the 2.5. And for good reason. 77% of the bets and 92% of the money is hammering the Panthers. Totals at 41.5 points. Noah, I know Deshaun Watson obviously will not be starting this game, and they got Jacoby Brissett in under center. But I was all about the Baker Mayfield revenge game. And then I started looking at rosters. Okay, the Browns are fucking stacked, bro. Like,
a lot more stacked than the Panthers are.
Way more stacked than the Panthers are. And, I'm looking at this line now. I'm seeing the plus 110 on the money line. Noah, give me one reason why I don't slam that on the Browns right now, even with Jacoby Brissett, who, let's be real, at best is a game manager, which might be all you need in an offense like this.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen game managers win Super Bowls before, so it's that's not like, yeah, true, the ultimate game manager. So I feel like some people get offended when you call like a quarterback a game manager. It's not an insult.
Not
It's
at
just
all.
like I said, plenty of game managers have won Super Bowls. It's fine. You don't have to be, a superstar arm talent if you've got the defense and the other players around you. I'm not calling Cleveland a Super Bowl contending roster as a whole. I do think Baker's going to look the better out of the two quarterbacks. However, I think Cleveland's defense, as well as Nick Chubb, I think they just pound the ball away with Nick Chubb, and I think he's going to abuse Carolina's defense week 1. Give me Cleveland money line. And give me over 43. That seems a little bit low. So
that does seem fucking low at 43, 42 and a half, depending on the book. I'm slamming that over with you as well, Noah, and I'm riding that Browns money line. That's just such a good team, and then that defense. You got Myles Garrett leading the charge. That's all I got to say on that. Shit, dude, that's a scary human being. Moving right along, this matchup has been intriguing to me since I saw it week 1, and as we've been going through training camp, has intrigued me even more. You have the Patriots going to Miami to visit the Dolphins, opened at 2.5. The Dolphins are now a 3.5-point favorite going into this game with 63% of the money, 70% of the money, 63% of the bets, and the total at 46.5 right now, Noah. What are your thoughts on Tua and the Dolphins and Mac Jones and that questionable offense in New England that we've been hearing about?
I think you already know what direction I'm going to go with this, AJ, because I will fully ride the Dolphins hate train until they prove me wrong, as well as the Tua hate train. I mean, if Tua can't perform, and I'm not talking about just like being like an okay, decent, everybody always goes, oh, Tua, he's so accurate. I'm like, yeah, he's accurate, but he's got a noodle arm. And, he's maybe not the best decision maker either at all times. So I don't care that he can accurately throw the ball. I care about what the result is, And I'm going to stay on the hate train until the Dolphins do something to prove me wrong. I mean, finish over 500. Finish over 500 by more than one game, and then maybe I'll change my mind. I don't think New England will be much better than last year, but I don't think they're going to be much worse either. I think a fringe playoff team potentially, although the rest of the AFC did get stronger, so I think maybe they just miss out this year.
Yeah.
I do think the Patriots are a hair better than Miami. I'm going to be safe and take them on the 3.5. plus 3.5. Not going to go all the way to taking them money line because the game's in Miami, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Patriots win this one.
Um, yeah, normally, Noah, especially with the Dolphins having a rookie head coach and Mike McDaniels, who is just an absolute beast, by the way. I love the guy. I would normally agree with you, Noah. However, I mean, come on. Tyreek Hill's on the team now. Jalen Waddle's still there. They
What
got a
good does
hell.
Tyreek do if Tua can't even throw the ball far enough to get it to him past, like if Tyreek blows the top off the defense and gets 45, 40, 45, 50 yards downfield, Tua can't get the ball to him.
Or
He's
what
going
if
to
he does
underthrow him
what if
and
he
it's
does a
going to get
5-yard
intercepted.
slant? Hold on, what if he does just a 5-yard slant in zone coverage? Tua threads the needle and then he's gone for 35 yards. I mean,
Yeah, well,
don't
Jalen
get me
Waddle does
wrong.
the same thing. Jalen Waddle does the same thing.
Yeah, so you got two guys who can do the same fucking thing. So that's really fucking good in my opinion, Noah. That's why I am taking the 3.5 with the Dolphins, and I'm going to ride Tua because I believe he has something to prove this season. And if he's not going to prove it this season, you can guarantee that he is out as quarterback of the Dolphins next year. He needs a big season, and he's going to start it here with a statement win over Bill Belichick and the questionable Patriots. I hope.
I think both.
No.
I think both of these teams are questionable. So
They're so questionable. This is honestly a coin toss either way. But yeah, give me the Dolphins.
No, we're picking between two very mediocre teams here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. No, I want to be depressed already? Yeah, I do.
Gotta cover it at some point.
All right, let's do it. 49ers going into Soldier Field while it still stands. Did you see those pictures of the new Soldier Field in Arlington?
I didn't, but
yeah,
I'm sure it's going to be really
renderings.
It's going to be really nice.
It's whatever.
Retractable roof, I think, too. Which
yeah,
I disagree with that. You're in Chicago. I get people complain about it, but you know, you get that wind, that brisk, cold, strong wind right off of Lake Michigan. It's pretty unique. It's just, it's the Windy City. You got to let the wind affect the game. I mean, I get it sucks when you've got people's trash blowing all over the field, which happens a couple times a year. But come on, you're going to put a retractable roof. It's the Chicago Bears. I don't usually say nice things about them, but it's the Bears. They're so historic. You can't move indoors.
No, you can't. But anyway, Noah, that's not the only thing I'm upset about. I'm upset that the 49ers are 7-point favorites going into this game with now this part interests me. You got 68% of the bet, 67% of the bets now, and 68%, 67% of the bets on the 49ers, 68% of the money on the Bears to cover that 7-point spread total at 41.5.
So we got some sharps on the Bears here, huh?
Got a lot of sharps on the Bears with that 7. I don't think they trust Trey Lance. Noah, I don't trust Trey Lance either. It's one of those things. I mean, they were in a situation where they had to start him. They traded so much for him to move up and get him. They had to start him.
No, they don't. They got Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster still. He's healthy.
We'll see what happens in 3 weeks, but it's going to be the Trey Lance show from here on out. And Noah, the Bears are so bad. They traded everyone away. I can barely name Justin Fields on the roster. However, out of the two quarterbacks, Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Trey Lance. Justin Fields actually has experience in NFL games and actually has experience winning games in college. And so I'm going to prepare to have my heart broken yet again, Noah, and take the Bears plus the 7 at home against the Niners. God help me.
So here's why I'm not going to do that. Yes, I don't trust Trey Lance, but he gets the beautiful luxury of getting another preseason game.
True.
Fuck
off, Noah.
That
are
Bear,
ones going.
He's got such a beautiful warm-up game. The schedule gods really blessed him. I mean, if I'm San Francisco, I'm jumping for joy that Trey Lance gets to play his first meaningful start against a terrible defense.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, Justin Fields, who looked terrible last year. We'll see if he's any better this year. Preseason's been an indication that he might not be, overthrowing a bunch of receivers by 30 yards all the time. And he's got to go up against a pretty good San Francisco defense.
Great San Francisco defense.
So I don't, short answer, I don't trust either quarterback, but Trey Lance is going against the Chicago Bears defense, and Fields is going against the 49ers defense with worse receiving weapons, probably a worse offensive line. I think this game's a bloodbath. I don't see how it's not. I'm surprised the line's only 7. But I don't know. I guess all the sharps are on the Bears, so we'll find out.
Also, I want to throw the under in this game at 41.5. I know that's not a lot of points, but I do not see a lot of points being scored in this game whatsoever, unless there's a lot of defensive
38-0 or something like that.
Probably, honestly. Moving right along to something I'm a little bit more excited about. This is an interesting game, Noah, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say. Jaguars going to D.C. to play the Commanders, Line opened at 4 points with the Commanders being a home favorite, and now it's being bet all the way down to 2.5. Commanders still the favorite, minus 2.5. 62% of the money and 83% of the money, 62% of the bets on the Jaguars, which is why it's been moved down so much. Noah, I think this Jaguars team is going to be a hell of a lot better. You got Trevor Lawrence with another year under his belt with a half-decent head coach. Travis Etienne all the way back. Other question marks, obviously, around the field. There another draft in, though. How do you feel about this Jaguars team and this Commanders team under Carson Gunslinging Wentz? Which is probably the nicest thing I can say about him.
I just hate that most likely one of these two teams is going to walk away with a win and be 1-0 to start the season.
Hey, it could be a tie.
No, I do expect Jacksonville to be a little bit better without the shit show fiasco of Urban Meyer looming over him coming into this season. I still, picked them as a 4-win team, so I'm not super high on Jacksonville. I think Washington's defense is going to maybe not fully return to form that it was 2 years ago, but they're going to be close. I think they'll be a fringe top 10 defense this year. I think last year was just a fluke. So, in the battle of two shit teams, because I probably won't be picking either of these teams more than maybe 2 or 3 times the entire year. So, Washington gets the spotlight. They get my love for, maybe the first of 3 or 4 of the entire weeks of the season. So
hey,
I'm going to take the commies, the Commanders, to cover 2.5. And I'm kind of leaning under 44. I'm not going to pick the over-under, but if I had to, gun to my head, I'm taking under 44. I think this is going to be a shit game. It's, good thing there's so many other good games on at the same time, because this one, it will probably be miserable to watch.
No,
not at an Iowa South Dakota State level, but
I think that was the worst football game we will see of the season, Noah. No, it's going to be a bad game. I am going, like you said, we're not going to bet on these teams a lot. So while I have the opportunity to, I'm going to go ahead and bet on Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars to at least show a little bit of life. I'm taking the 2.5. I'm sprinkling the money line because I believe in this team. I believe in Trevor Lawrence. I do still believe that he's a generational talent and going to be one of the best quarterbacks in this league in the next years coming up. Just got to get a good team around him, got to get a good system around him, and I think they're headed in the right direction now with, I just had his name.
Doug Peterson.
Thank you, Doug Peterson, who obviously has that winning mentality, winning history with the Philadelphia Eagles. Noah, moving right along. Let's go to the Steelers going to Cincy to face off against the Bengals. Steelers and the Bengals, 6.5 point spread with the Bengals being the home favorite. 44.5 is the total. Mitch Trubisky is going for the Steelers.
Money Mitch,
the first ever MVP. He somehow took the Bears to a playoffs. I mean, the fact that this guy did so much with so little in such a short amount of time, sitting behind Josh Allen last year, looking incredible in his preseason game whenever he had to come in when the Bills were up by a shit ton. But hey, They're going up against the Bengals, Noah. They were in the Super Bowl last year, by the way. And I think everyone seems to forget that. They like to talk about the stat of a first-year quarterback making the Super Bowl or second-year quarterback making the Super Bowl. Or if you make the Super Bowl for the first time, you don't come back, something like that, some crazy shit. 6.5 points, Noah. How you feeling about this? The money and the bets are a little bit off, but it's all pretty close together. What are you thinking?
I think this division is going to be interesting, first of all.
Yeah.
Got to mention that because we have a divisional matchup. I think people are a little too high on Cincinnati. I expect them to look about. They had the stars aligned with that playoff run, okay? But, and they probably don't even win that division if the Ravens aren't as injured as they are. Just everything lined up perfectly for Cincinnati last year. That's my opinion on it. I expect them to be about the same this year. I think they'll be a wild card team. They might win a playoff game or two. That being said, on the flip side, I think people are very underrating Pittsburgh and Mike Tomlin. Mike never had a losing season. Tomlin, in 15 fucking years, he's never had a losing season.
Ben last year. Let's not forget that.
And people are so concerned about who's going to play quarterback for Pittsburgh. Did we forget that Big Ben looked absolutely fucking dog shit terrible last season?
Oh, so bad, dude.
So the way that Ben Roethlisberger's played the last 2 seasons, I don't think Trubisky's really a downgrade. And I hate that I'm saying that. Yes, I said something somewhat nice about Trubisky and his beady little eyes. That being said, I don't think Cincinnati loses this game at home. But I am going to take Pittsburgh to cover the 6.5 or 7, whatever it is.
Yeah, I got it at 6.5, Noah. I'm with you on that. I think the Steelers are a lot better than anyone thinks they are. It's still mostly the same offense. They lost Juju, which I don't think is a loss.
But they got. I think it's going to be a big. I think Chase Claypool. Everyone's talking about Deontay Johnson. I think Chase Claypool's actually going to be the one of the 2 receivers in Pittsburgh that really has a big leaps and bound breakout year. And he's not being talked up about at all. I've been snagging him in fantasy leagues because I've got faith that Chase Claypool is going to have a huge year.
And don't forget, you got Najee Harris still in the backfield running the ball. I mean, this Pittsburgh team, to your point, Noah, played really well with a bad Big Ben. Imagine how they play with an all-right Mitch Trubisky. I mean, let's go. Give me the 6.5, but I'm with you. The Bengals do not lose the game. Might be a good opportunity if they're down in the first quarter, take them live. But anyway, moving right along, Noah, let's talk about a game that's going to be an absolute blowout, and I can't believe the line is this low. They have a lot of respect for the opposing quarterback, that being the Ravens and the Jets. Zach Wilson still out with, reportedly, I believe it's a knee injury. I'm not sure, though, if he didn't get kicked in the balls by a MILF that didn't want any. The Ravens are a 7-point favorite on the road with 86% of the money and 80% of the bets backing them. Total at 44.5. Lamar Jackson, the week's not over, he said. Still might get a deal. It doesn't matter. Lamar Action Freaking Jackson, Noah. I mean, he is a stud of studs. Honest to God, I wish I could put him as running back in my fantasy league because I feel like I would get the same amount of points from him as a quarterback or as a running back. Guy's an absolute animal. The team is healthy, unlike they were last year. 7 points isn't enough. No, I would tease this up to 13.5, but give me the 7, and I'll take the Ravens all day long on this. And honestly, 44.5, I'm going to stay away from the over, but the over is alive. The over is very much alive. What are you thinking, Noah?
Oh, yeah, I am jumping all over that over. And I like that you talked about teasing this up to 13.5. I don't hate that. I think people are a little too high. I mean, you and I both think the Jets are going to be better this year, but it's not going to be like worlds better.
No.
And they're so young that I think they'll struggle out of the gate and start to figure things out towards the second half of the season. Baltimore's going to come out with some fire after everything that happened last year, basically having their whole team other than Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews injured. All of their running backs, all of their defensive backs, some extra, other players in there. Yes, they still have a shitty receiving group. I think Rashad Bateman's going to look really good this year. Mark
Great.
Andrews is obviously going to look really good. But it doesn't matter because Lamar Action Jackson is that guy.
He
If
is.
that's the slander I hate most around the NFL and maybe professional sports in general. The people who can't stop calling, they're like, "Oh, he's a running back." I'm like, "Shut." He's pretty damn good at throwing the ball too. He's just, part of that's he's got no fucking receivers, no help. Baltimore's going to do their thing. They're going to run through their running backs and also through Lamar. Yeah, Baltimore easily wins this by a touchdown, maybe 2, maybe 3. And their defense is going to be a lot better too. So I picked Baltimore to win the division. I still feel very strong about that.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, they're a solid team. I can't wait to see them play and Lamar to do his thing again and get the bag. Moving along to a game, Noah, that I don't think anyone's going to watch unless you're a fan for this team, that being the Saints and the Falcons going head-to-head. Opened at 3.5 points. Saints the favorite. Still favorite at -5.5 with 70% of the bets, 80% of the money. Total at 42 points. Marcus Mariota getting the start there for the Falcons. Calvin Ridley obviously out for the season after gambling. Won't get into that. And then you still got Kyle Pitts over there. How are we feeling about this game, Noah? I'm taking the Saints. I really have nothing else really to say about it.
Blowout.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Falcons are trash. They're not going to win more than like 5 games this year.
No.
And I've said it before, I'll say it again. These Saints are one of the most slept on teams coming into this season. Dare I say, Jameis Winston.
Ooh.
I don't think he won't win MVP. But if he stays healthy, he could very well put himself in that top 5 MVP vote getters talk. He's got all the fucking weapons to throw the ball to now.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas coming back reportedly healthy. If he looks even 80% of what he was before missing basically 2 seasons, that's still a very viable receiver. One, they've got Jarvis Landry coming in, as well as Chris Olave, who is my favorite out of the rookie receivers. I think Jameis is going to have a heyday with all the receivers he has to throw to. It'll look a little bit like Tampa Bay Jameis with a little bit less interceptions, I think. I mean, he could go for 40, 45 touchdowns this year, and it's going to be great. Can't wait to see Jameis rack him up. But yeah, I think New Orleans wins this game by double digits
easily. And Noah, wrapping up the early slate, you got the Colts visiting the Houston Texans. 7-point spread. Colts are obviously the favorite. 53% of the money, of the bets is on the Colts. 87% of the money is on the Texans to cover.
I'm with the money here.
Really?
Yeah, I think the Colts are going to win a decent amount of games this year. I don't really see them blowing too many teams out, though. They're
5 Pro Bowlers on the defense.
Yeah, still, I don't see them blowing too many people out, and I think people are shitting on Houston way more than they should. Davis Mills,
he's good.
I mean, he second best rookie quarterback last season.
No, I'm with you, Noah. I got 3 patch cards that are Davis Mills autos, so if he does great, I do great. I love Davis Mills. I like what the Texans are doing. I just think this Colts team is ready to go. And I know the big question is, who's Matt Ryan going to throw the ball to? Matt Ryan's washed, blah, blah, blah. He can create that stuff. He's a decent enough quarterback to where he can create some play action with what the fuck's his name? Taylor. Why can't I think of his name?
Taylor.
Huh?
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan. I almost called him Jamison Taylor. That was obviously wrong. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. You can create so much space in the offense and everything because they'll be committed to blocking the run. I'm taking the Colts minus the 7 here, going against the money, and I'm just going to sit back and pray on this game.
Yeah, again, it's like one of those, like I don't expect the Colts to lose this game, but I mean, Houston, you're giving me a whole touchdown cushion at home opener. Like, I think they keep it close enough within a touchdown.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll check it out. We'll obviously wait and see. Noah, moving on to the afternoon slate, the late slate for the day. We've got the Raiders going to Los Angeles to face the Chargers. Chargers are a 3.5 home favorite with 52% of the bets, but 77% of the money on the Raiders. 52 is the total. Noah, I'll let you go first on this one. What are your thoughts? This is a hard one. Obviously an AFC West matchup. Both teams got incredibly better during the offseason.
Both teams got better on both sides of the ball.
Both sides of the ball, yeah. It's a rough pick. That's why I'm shocked the spread's at 4 and not at 3.5 or something like that. Or wait, is it at 3.5 and I'm just an idiot and can't read? What did I say?
Yeah, I'm seeing 3. But if it's at 3.5, I'm taking the Raiders, especially because this is the one game where home field advantage does not matter, because I can guarantee you there will be more Raiders fans than Chargers fans at SoFi.
Oh, absolutely.
And the great part about that is, not every team, but the Raiders get this distinct little advantage over every other team in the league where they get one extra home game. And this is that extra home game. And guess what? I don't think they waste their extra home game advantage. I'm going to take the Raiders to cover 3.5. And I might sprinkle a little bit on the money line. I'm definitely going over 52 on this one, though. I think if it's anything like we saw last year, obviously defense is both getting a little bit better, but the offense is also getting better. So
much better, dude. Holy shit.
Specifically, if you look at the Chargers, right, their defense got a lot better this offseason. But I think the Raiders offense got more better than the Chargers.
Go ahead. Just get on your knees and start sucking off Devontae already, Noah.
That offense is going to be lethal. Derek Carr going to be in the running for MVP at the end of the season.
Yeah, no, Derek Carr will be, but so will Justin Herbert. And the Chargers are winning the Super Bowl, like I already said. And I think their campaign starts now. Give me the Chargers minus the 3.5. They win this game by a touchdown at least. And give me, damn it, nope, I had a different bet. Don't worry about that bet. But yeah, I'm taking the Chargers, the 3.5. That's good as gold, honest to God. Take it to the bank already. That's probably my lock of the week, honestly.
On a home road game?
Yeah, on a home road game. Oh man, keeping it.
I think the game last year at SoFi, I think it was over 70% Raiders fans, which is just the funniest thing ever. Because Chargers fans, Chargers fans, they don't give a shit. They don't exist. And then B, you got so many Raiders fans in the area that of course they're gonna show up massive there.
Oh, absolutely. But Noah, let's talk about a team you and I are both extremely high on, and I think the most disrespectful spread of the entire weekend. That being your Green Bay Packers going all the way up to Minnesota to face the Vikings. Noah, I'm not joking. This is the actual line sportsbooks are posting for this game. Packers, road favorite at minus 1.5. With the reigning MVP, an unbelievable offense, a defense that got better, a special teams that got extremely better. 1.5 is the spread. Obviously, 56% of the bets, 59% of the money on the Packers. I think everyone who thinks that the Vikings have a chance in this game, not even have a chance, the fact that the Vikings could win the NFC North, the fact that the Vikings could make the playoffs, I think is absolutely dipshit thinking. They're not there. Kirk Cousins is not the guy. He primetime Kirk for a reason. He can't win in big games, and he sure as hell is not going to win this game for them. Noah, I feel like I'm almost a Packers fan now with how indignant I feel about the line being at 1.5. It's bullshit. Give me the Packers minus the 1.5, and I'm going to slam the living shit out of this like it's whack-a-mole, bro.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain, AJ, because it's this nice little thing called free money. Yeah, but you're to your point with the line. I mean, you've got the Packers, who are like the third favorite behind Buffalo and Tampa Bay, I think, to win the Super Bowl. And then you got a Vikings team whose over-unders at 7.5 for wins. Somehow that computes to only a 1.5 point spread.
Yeah.
Don't even try to explain it to me, because whatever explanation you have, it does not make sense unless you
Aaron
have some
Rodgers might be on
severe.
Percocet this game.
Bro, he plays better on
I
Percocet.
know, that was crazy.
That big comeback a couple years ago against the Bears in Week 1, and it's like, Aaron, what was your injury? And he's like, my knee.
My knee.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm just not even.
1.5.
I don't even have much to say about this game. I don't even have to think about it because it is so blatantly obvious in my face that I don't even have to take into account my personal bias with this one. I'm like, that line is so narrow, and the Packers should be massively favored. So it's a no-brainer. I'm on it.
Absolutely. I'm with you there, bro. Now, this game also, I think, is an absolute no-brainer. When I saw the line, I said, yes, please give me. That being the Giants visiting, the Titans in Tennessee, 6 to 5.5 point spread, depending where you're looking. Titans are favored. 53% of the bets are on the Titans. 88% of the money is on the Giants, Noah. 88% of the money is on the Giants at plus at 5.5. 43.5 is the spread. Where are you leaning, bro? Because I'm dumbfounded, and I know where I'm going already.
Yeah, the Giants are a really bad football team.
Yeah, the Giants are a very bad football team.
And yeah, the Titans lost AJ Brown. That's gonna be a little bit of a hit, but they've got still a great offensive line and Derrick Henry, and they're gonna do their thing, which is just cram the ball down your fucking throat the entire game and Derrick Henry somehow doesn't get tired, and the defenders get very tired by the third, fourth quarter. I think the Titans are the same as they have been the last 2 years. If they get out to a lead at the beginning of the game, they are one of the hardest teams to come back on.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't do very well with coming back from more than a touchdown deficit. However, it's the fucking Giants, so I don't think they get I don't even think they get a touchdown lead at any point. Titans are going to just steamroll them with Derrick Henry the entire game. It's going to be a miserable game to watch if you're a Giants fan.
That's most Giants games, though, Noah. They're used to it.
True. So yeah, I'm taking Titans minus 5.5, 6, whatever it is, and give me under 43.5 on this one.
Yeah, I don't mind the over. I'm just under. I'm just not going to touch it. All right, Noah, I'm ready to be sad again. So let's go ahead and do it. Last game going into the afternoon. The fucking Chiefs are going to Arizona to play the Cardinals, Noah.
Yes, they are.
God damn it. 6-point spread. Obviously, the Chiefs are favored. 56% of the money, 68% of the bets, 53.5 is the total. Noah, don't make me pick this game. I don't like this Cardinals team. I don't like Kyler. I don't want to pick this game, bro. I really don't, because I don't know what the Cardinals are going to be. I don't know what Kyler Murray's been doing during this offseason. It's a home game, and we know the Cardinals hate winning at home. God, give me some good news, Noah. Tell me why I should pick the Cardinals plus the 6.
AJ, I will tell you why you should pick the Cardinals plus the 6. And I find this line disrespectful. I get the Chiefs being favored, but I don't think the Cardinals should be a 6-point dog at home. If this was in Kansas City, okay, fair enough. Obviously, Arrowhead, a very tough place to play.
Yeah.
Glendale, not a huge home field most of the time, but still, it is a home field advantage of some sorts. And I get they don't have D-Hop, and the Cardinals have very much struggled without D-Hop. But I think Mighty Munchkin will run his way around the field enough to generate offense. I think we're going to have a very high-scoring game. And my main reasoning for why you should take the Cardinals plus the 6 is I don't fully trust the Chiefs until they can prove that they've got everything back together. Andy Reid, fantastic. Patrick Mahomes, fantastic. Travis Kelce, fantastic. Offensive line is supposed to be better.
Yeah.
But I don't know about their defense. They've got the worst defense in the AFC West.
Oh, yeah.
I can say that. And as good as the Chiefs have been, they still make it to the AFC Championship game every year. But you look at the last 3 years, they have gotten slightly worse each year. Like I said, I'm going to keep that opinion until they prove me wrong. That might only take a couple weeks. They might not prove me wrong this season. I mean, I don't know. Like, this Chiefs team could finish third in their own division. Not that that's a huge slight because of how talented that division is, but yeah, I'm taking Arizona plus the 6. I might even sprinkle a little money line on the Cardinals. I know you probably hate to hear that, but
At plus 122, I kind of do, just because that's a shit line in my opinion. But
and I'm taking another over here. I'm taking even as high as it's even though it's 53.5. I'm still taking it.
You did it. You convinced me. Give me the Cardinals plus the 6, and I'll fucking pray Mighty Murray doesn't fucking have a mood swing in the middle of the goddamn game. Jesus Christ.
Mighty Mouse.
The moment, I want to just make this very clear right now. The moment they show on TV Kyler Murray doing something like this, bet the other way. Bet the other way. Kyler is done for the game, and he's completely out. You'll make a lot of money that way. I hate to say it, but I did last season. Noah, finally, let's move on to Sunday Night Football. We get Tom Brady and the Buccaneers going up against them boys, the Dallas Cowboys, in Jerry World. And the Cowboys are 2.5-point home dogs. The bets and the money are on the Buccaneers minus the 2.5. Obviously, some injuries still plaguing the Buccaneers and some questions going around with Tom Brady and his personal life. But Noah, can we get real for a second? It's the fucking Cowboys. And this is the one season in a long fucking time I have not heard anyone say, oh yeah, the Cowboys are winning again. Michael Irvin was even on NFL Network, and he came out and said, no, the Bills are winning, but they're going to beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. So even Michael Irvin isn't fucking convinced with the Cowboys. I don't think anyone is. Give me the Buccaneers minus the 2.5. Total at 51. Give me the under.
Yeah, I think hell might have frozen over because I'm seeing Cowboys fans counting themselves out before the season's even started. Yeah. What the hell? Now, that's only a chunk of them. It's less than half. But there are Cowboys fans who are like, oh, yeah, we're going to suck this year, blah, blah, blah. It's funny. I don't know. I, much like Stephen A., really enjoy the pain and suffering of Cowboys fans.
Oh, yeah.
It's enjoyable to watch. It's kind of funny. I mean, but most years they set themselves up for that by setting their expectations at Super Bowl or bust. And it's not even like a normal, like, okay, our expectation, if you're not a player, your expectation probably most years shouldn't be we're going to win the Super Bowl, yet Cowboys fans somehow find that expectation almost every single year and are just met with disappointment year after year after year. That being said, I'm having the most difficult time with this game than any other game this week on the slate.
Really?
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay is going to have struggles this year. I do think they'll be a playoff team, but barely. And I do think Dallas still wins that division by a narrow margin over Philly. The game's in Dallas. And I think Tampa Bay struggles are going to come early on in the season, and they're going to figure it out partway through when they start getting a little healthier. But they've had some pretty key injuries, and Tom Brady being gone too in combination with those injuries, I think the rhythm and flow and the mojo is going to be a little off for the first 4 to 6 weeks. But
Okay.
I guess because I am on the fence, can't make my mind up, I do have to, I guess, go with, and I hate to say it, the don't bet against Brady here. I'm going to take Tampa Bay reluctantly to cover the 2.5.
Oh, and they're in Jerry World, Noah. We're going to see some Cowboy fans crying. It's going to be a great end of game. Great way to end Sunday night. Buccaneers minus the 2.5 all day. Monday Night Football comes to you live from Seattle, where the no-name Geno Smith-led Seahawks face the Russell Wilson Broncos. Unbelievable that Russell Wilson in his first season out of the NFC West can't seem to quit them. With the AFC West having to play them this season, so that'll be fun for us. 6.5 point spread. Broncos are the favorite in Seattle. 89% of the bets, 80% of the money, all over the Broncos. 6.5 points. They're still respecting Seattle's defense, and I think DK Metcalf, but that's about it. Tyler Lockett's on there too as their tight end now. Oh no, Noah Fant, excuse me, my bad. Give me the Broncos minus 6.5. I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it's going to be a blowout. No, I don't see Seattle winning more than 3 games this year. Like, this is going to be a rough game for the 12s to watch.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett would be a little bit undersized at tight end, I think.
Very undersized, yeah.
Yeah, this is one too that I'm not even really thinking twice about it. I'm just taking Denver minus 6.5. I get it's in Seattle, but as quickly as the Seattle fan base randomly became a very strong and loud fan base, I think they'll disappear equally as quickly. Give it 2 years. Give it 2 years, and they're going to be struggling to fill that stadium. And then we can start calling them the 10th man or something. I don't know.
So you're riding. So I guess we could say Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Oh, that was the stupidest fucking video ever. With that being said, Noah, any other bets, anything else you want to put on the table before we wrap up NFL Week 1?
Dude, I don't know. A lot of picks, a lot of bets there. If I might tweet out a couple, same game parlays or props that I really, really like. But other than that, I mean, I'm on a lot of overs this week.
Yeah.
So, let's get those week 1 points, baby.
Dude, let's go. I only have one other bet. Allen Robinson to score a touchdown tomorrow. It's at plus 120. He's brand new in the system. He's going to want to make a splash, and I think Matthew Stafford is going to try to get him the ball. So Allen Robinson to score TD, that's the only other one. But yeah, Week 1 bets are over, Noah. We're already here. Football is all the way back. DEGENS, you do not want to miss a single moment of the action. You want to you want to share, and you want to subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss a damn thing, as this will be a busy football season for the DEGENS. We will have our college football bets out later. And, of course, check the description down below. Find the link tree. Follow us on the socials so you can get all of Noah's best picks. The man is called the Money Train for a reason. It takes me 5 minutes to say his nicknames for a reason. He's good at what he does. With that being said, though, I've been the Broke 20 AJ. That's been the Money Train, Noah, and we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes. That's it.